Hi there, and welcome to a video where another one of these no-name Chinese lights failed, although this one has a name, Lightman. Yeah, whatever. Absolute no-name, and I'm expecting this failed in it because I didn't see any of the LEDs flicker. And if the LEDs would have gone off in this thing, it has 3 independent LED strips. The chance of all 3 of them dying at the same time, 0. So most likely this thing died exactly as in the previous ones. The problem is that these particular LEDs are set up in such a way in these strips that the driver itself is kind of high voltage. So from 120 to 185 volts, and it keeps the 200 milliamp hour, not milliamp hour, 200 milliamp plus minus 5% current constant. So these things in this voltage, not easy to find, it seems. I will try to find one because I really don't want to again change the strips in all this light, although I have done it at least 2 times to this point. Yeah, anyway, but first let me take this off. So as you can see, just some random stupid glue, which I will get out of the way at one point in time fully. But now let me see in here, and I looked at this. It seems they actually are put all of them. How are they put, in parallel or in series? What the hell did I do here? So we are going from here to there, which goes to there. Well, in theory, they are in parallel, all of them. Or in series. Okay, after searching a bit online, it seems many people have the exact problem with this type of controllers, which come with 2, 3, 4, 6, who knows how many of these individual modules on the same PCB. And the same controller is doing the controlling of the driver's chips themselves. And everybody says you can replace them, you can do whatever you want. This type of PCB will fail again in 1 or 2 years maximum. So what I'm thinking, search for something with 200 milliamps and somewhere in this range. And hopefully that will be able to drive the LEDs. I don't think that's going to be easy, but yeah, whatever, let's see. Okay, so I'm starting to search for parts from all the others that have failed. I have one of these. I have no idea what voltage it's outputting. This should be working because the LED strip itself failed in this light, but it's from a different model. So I'm not sure about the voltage, the output one. We'll see about that. Also about the current, might be overdriving these ones. We'll see about that also. I have this one that failed first. I will link the video in the description. As you can see, about the same voltage. And internally, if I just look a tiny bit at it, actually, let us look into more detail. I think it's 99% the same construction as this one. More or less about the same thing. So, yeah. And I think about the same driving chip, just this time on the PCB itself, and the other ones, no, they are damn different. They are different. Damn it, they are different. Although I'm expecting them to be doing exactly the same job, they are different chips. Maybe different voltages, different, who knows what the hell. And people were reporting that it's really really hard again to find them, and even if you found them and replaced them, they will just pop once again. So Yeah. Anyway, but what I'm thinking, this is again the same light strip as this one has, but it's from a different light. And I'm counting. So from here to here, as you can see, we have basically two positive rails. So we have V plus up there. I think then there's a negative right in the middle and a plus down there, I think. Not 100% sure. But that means at least that we have LEDs from this to this. So they are multiple of this kind of spacing. But they can be driven independently. That's why they have three contacts. One is common and one is for a type of LED, one is for the other type of LED. Although now I see here negative on both of them and positive on the other side. What the hell kind of connection is this? Anyway, but the number of LEDs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these, the top ones, the yellowish ones, are about 15 volts. The lower ones, again about 15 volts. And they are not in series because they can be driven independently. So, what? That doesn't make sense. I'm going to try and light this up with different voltages and see if I can get anything out of it with my power supply. Let me give you my plan here. This is just to short out the contacts. This is simulating the last strip, basically. I'm trying just to light up the strip up to here, not all of it. I've connected two of the wires. Decided that actually the top one is the one that's going all the way, and that one should be closing the circuit. In theory, I think that's positive. I don't know for sure. We'll see. What I want to do is limit the current initially to 100 milliamps. Voltage 5 volts, I think it's good, and not let anything in there that could short. And let's start it. Nothing yet. No, we could be reverse voltage at this moment. So let's stop this. And I'm going to attempt to change the polarity. Maybe that's the problem, or maybe not. Maybe it's not such a low voltage as I'm thinking, but I don't see any way it could be higher than 15 volts. Maybe a bit higher, but not a lot. I don't get this. Oh, starting to light up at 25. Also, maybe they are basically 24 volts. Let me see the current limited to 200. Or they are about 30 volts. Let me see what they are pulling. They are UV, I don't like them. So they are 30 volts. How the hell they are 30 volts, I'm not sure, but they are 30 volts. Okay, let's light up the other wire then. Off you go. So how are they connected that they are 30 volts, although they should be 15 from my simple calculation? I need to investigate a bit more with a little bit of the strip. Blue. 30 volts. Because the voltage is set to 38, but it's not going there. When we draw this 0.2 amps, so 200 milliamps, the voltage stays nicely at 30. Let me do something else. Let me attempt to not short anything. Short just one that's sticking there. And now I'm seeing colors. Short only one little strip. So we will get light just from one of those little strips. Hopefully this will short it, but we'll find that in a moment if it lights up or not. And it lights up. 3 volts. So these things are actually ran in series. And the more you add, the higher the voltage. So this strip is not designed, it's not actually in parallel. If you don't cut it, this strip is in series, and the longer it is, the higher the voltage. Whoa, this is a completely different type of strip. I'm making here a strange contraption. I looked in the original video, nothing is plugged in, so there's no electricity here. I looked in the original video where I took the light apart from which this came. This was still working, the LEDs failed in that one, so they were probably being overdriven or overheating because of just bad design. It was LEDs directly stuck to plastic, so they could not really cool themselves down, but I did replace them with something else at 12 volts, and they are still LEDs stuck to plastic, but they did not burn up, so bad design and overdriven. Anyway, and I measured this at 85 volts when about half of that light fixture was still running. So this is also a somewhat high voltage one. From what I have here, this thing should be taking, from what I calculated, close to that, where I have it pinched. So in theory, if I plug this in now and I got the polarity right, this thing should light up blue. And I might have a chance to actually use this to run our LED strips. We'll see. I need to also check the current. I'm not sure at what this thing is limiting. Maybe it's outputting too much current for our needs, but we'll see. Everything in time. But at this point, I kind of need to plug it in. But I will take some protection glasses or something in case something pops. I also have the peak tech right in here. Let me turn on the light. Hopefully you can see it. And see what's the current that this thing is doing. Plug it in, and then absolutely no touch in here because this is high voltage. It will hurt like a bitch and could kill you. So let's see what happens. 244 milliamps. Yeah, overdriving them, but not by a lot. Let me see if it can actually power on the whole light strip. Who knows, maybe it can actually do that directly from the start, because I have a feeling that this one is also constant 250 milliamps, and it varies the voltage. Keeps a constant current and varied voltage. It is a bit higher than the original 200 milliamps, but for as long as it works, I don't care. But then I will replace the strips and the driver altogether. But for the moment, it might work without buying anything and just reusing what I have around already. Anyway, so this is a 250 milliamp power supply from what I'm seeing, but we are not sure if sorry about that, if it can go high enough, for example 186 volts, to turn these things on, to make them run, because at that particular current that this is maintaining, they will need a particular voltage, but this might be a lower voltage one. In that case, they will not light up, and I will need to rewire them somehow. But let's see, let's try and see what happens first. So yeah, again, safety glasses on in case something pops, and let's see if it lights up or not. Plugged in. Theory, hopefully everything is okay. Nope, I don't think we are bringing it enough voltage to run. Wait a second. I might be less dumb than I sound. I've never seen this thing run. What if this is the problem and the original driver is not actually failed, but it just did not fail in the standard fail of a LED by flickering a lot and stuff like that. Maybe it just went poof, open circuit, and because everything is in series, one freaking LED going open circuit shuts down everything. took a really good look. Through here the wires were going, and they were 3 screws that were basically holding this thingy to everything else. This little flying saucer. So at this point it's almost open. I still have 1 screw on it to open. Yes, as you can see here, the plastic is becoming brittle, so this will not last for many years to come. But at least if I get 2 more years out of it, to get about 5 years in total, that's fine by me. And I need to replace this strip inside of it. Okay, so we have some sort of, we have this thingy. Oh, ain't that cool? What is wrong? Anyway, who cares? So there's that. Okay, I guess. Yeah, let's see what we can do. How can we replace this thingy? It's a long strip. Did that happen? Was that the only thing that broke this thing from heating? That cracked in time? I think that's the only fail of this strip, and by everything being in series, yeah, I'm sure that's the only fail. Oh, and now I need to make sure I can open this up, remove it from here. Maybe I need something a bit wider. Remove it from here without breaking or cracking any of the leads. And if I can do that, I can probably, most likely, you can see this, it's totally unsoldered. If I solder that back, put everything back together, this thing will work without me replacing any strip. So the LEDs are being driven really well in this one. Everything is driven normally, but the fact that it didn't have any room, because it was glued all around, it didn't have any room for, I don't know, dilatation and contraction. Yeah, it kind of blew it. But anyway, I'll solve that in a moment. Cleaned the area as best as I could with a brush and alcohol. We have big blobs but zero chance of shorting, so that is perfect. Let me put everything together and hope it works. At this point, a sane person would test. Hey, that ain't me. So what I'm going to do now is put everything back together and hope for the best. Normally it should work. That was the fail, but in case we have another fail, oopsie daisy. As you could see in high speed, put this thing back together, soldered the wires back in place, so gray in the middle and 1 and 2 on the sides, and yellow was furthest to the transformer and capacitors. And I want to put them exactly where they were, because this thing, is it still okay in here? Yeah, it is okay in here. This is the antenna wire, if you can believe it. Yes, it has an antenna. 220 volt wires are okay, nothing else is with problems in here. So yeah, if I would put these things, did my phone just drop by itself a little bit? That was spooky. I think it vibrated and dropped. Anyway, if I would put them reverse, this light would not be in sync with the other identical one, but I did not put them reverse. So yeah, what is input, what is output? I think this is output. Yeah, we have positive white and yellow. White, that's not white. And line and neutral are also reversed. Anyway, doesn't matter. I'll be back in here in case something doesn't work properly, but I'm expecting it to work properly. I will test before actually putting this in its place on the ceiling to make sure that we are getting the correct sequence exactly as the other light. And I should have gotten this glue off sooner. I will use some hot glue to get this in place where it was before. Plug it in, turn it on, and hopefully it's going to be working with full brightness and everything is lit. Let's go to the motions. That does not seem right. Center is all yellow and exterior is white. Center is all white and exterior is yellow. And half dim. So this doesn't seem right. Let me check with the other one. Maybe I missed some of the wiring. I will redo it. Well, surprise, I did not mess anything up. It's exactly how the other one operates, which is perfect. Hot glue to put this in place and we are done. I can put this on the ceiling. And hopefully 2 more years, 3, 4. And we're done. Next stop, the ceiling. And let's see, ready to go or blow. Right one is old one, full power. Left one, new one, or actually repaired one, full power. Second level, third, fourth. Okay, this is working as expected and my job is done here. So hope this video helps you, in which case please give it a like, check out my other videos, and as always see you in the next one. Bye. And at least for the future I know about this one that it also works, about 270 milliamps, and I put the approximate 100 volt sign and then I realized, wait, that also means alternative AC. So I needed to write DC after it to know that it's continuous voltage. At least I guess it will be obvious from now on that this one isn't running.